In this video I'm going to be doing some very simple bird photography handheld. The forecast for this morning was thick, widespread frost all across the country. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for some backlit gulls, which I know I've done a million times, and some people will have seen me do these pictures and post these pictures, but it's something I really enjoy. I get a lot out of it. It's really simple. It's something most of you can have a go at if you've just got a local park nearby. Very simple today. I'm just going to use this Canon 400mm lens, which is very hand holdable. Not going to use any camera support. I know quite a lot of people that watch the videos are not too keen on camera supports and tripods, so just hand holding today. I am going to show you my failures today as well, because I think it's good to do that. And I will get some failures trying to photograph these gulls in flight, there's no doubt about that. So I'm going to show you the images that don't quite work, and then hopefully I'll get some what I would consider perfect images to show you as well. So first thing we've got to do is to throw out some food to get their attention. These aren't looking too bad actually. So the light looks good, background looks good. Typical, what you'll find is loads of the wings chopped off. I do think this entire video now is just going to be me photographing gulls into the sun. I am setting the exposure completely manually because the light is fairly consistent, and I really want to control the whites on the birds. That's the important thing to me, is the highlights. I need a fast shutter speed to do these. Gulls are very, very fast. I'm going for about 1/800th of a second. I'm using f5.6. I don't always do that, but for the purpose of this video, just to get a bit more light in there. And then to balance it out, I've got to use an ISO of 1000, which is fairly high, but I don't think the noise is going to show up too much. And the really important thing, I'm basically underexposing from whatever the camera is telling me. Where I'm shooting towards is completely in shade, shooting towards the sun. So yes, I'm doing it manually, but the camera's meter, I'm making sure that that is telling me that it's underexposed. So the camera's saying it's underexposed, but it actually isn't. The easiest way to do this is just to cheat a little bit and wait until someone comes along, because eventually someone will come along and they'll throw out bread from like this little hut here. And when they do that, it's perfect because the birds stay higher up because they're chucking the bread out. Sometimes the gulls actually catch the bread in the air, which is quite amazing. So it keeps them higher up and it keeps them exactly at the level I want them against that background. So yeah, just a case of waiting for someone to come along now. The key with this is to get them against that dark background. So I don't want them too high, getting towards the top of the trees where the sun is, and I don't want them too low either against the water where it's all reflected, all looks really light. So there's like a little bit in the middle there, shooting towards the distant trees, completely in shade. That is where I want the gulls. So if there's any that go too high or too low, I just ignore them. I don't even try. When they fly into that perfect spot, then those are the ones that I'm photographing. Those are the ones that I'm looking for. I try and keep ahead of the birds. I always think about trying to keep ahead of them for flight photography. So I don't think about trying to keep them in the centre of the frame. I think about just trying to be slightly ahead. And I find if I do that, then I actually match the speed a bit better. Slightly, that one just at the edge. Oh, wing just slightly. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Wow, I've got an image. It's like a gull and it's just scratching its head. So I've got two frames. I've got one frame where it's about to scratch its head and the other one where it actually is scratching its head. And the light is really interesting. At that point it's kind of flew in front of the sun. The sun's just starting to break through more. And so it's getting like a bit of lens flare. And I'm shooting into it and it's giving a really, really nice effect. Oh. The simplest things are often the best, and I've really enjoyed this morning. Very, very common species, black-headed black-headed gull, but done into the light against a really dark background. I've got some really nice images there, some really good flight shots, some interesting poses, and a bonus as well with that gull that was scratching its head, which I didn't even notice at the time. You just keep shooting as the bird's flying through, and if you do it enough, that's the secret really, you just got to do that enough and you will get little bits of behaviour here and there. And really once you've got a lot of standard images of those birds in flight, it's definitely worthwhile trying to look for something different, a bit of behaviour, or even I noticed there's a few water droplets sometimes, so that's something I was really after, trying to get a bird with a bit of water, shaking some water off it maybe. Again, I don't mind that it's a really common species, but it would be nice if it was an osprey. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you want to see another tutorial that's a little bit like this one, and I'm wearing this jacket I think, then check out one of these videos up here, and do click on my face to subscribe, click on my face, and I'll see you next time, somewhere in nature sometime soon.